Joseph Travers runs Saved in America, a nonprofit network of 28 former Navy SEALs and police officers who now volunteer their time rescuing missing children at risk of sex trafficking. Many of them have asked that we protect their identities. They do this in addition to their day jobs.
Rick is undercover out in front of the house, so as soon as you guys are set up, if you see the girls run, go ahead and snatch her up. We got a power of attorney, and then we're gonna call the PD though, and they have the police report. It's gang infested and they got lookouts everywhere.
Today they're helping the local...
Just amazing how it all works out. This is Saved in America, and that was our friend Joseph, whom we met in the last segment, and he's been here before. We know him well, and we have an update. The website you're looking at right now, it's now 133 children located and recovered since 2014. Joseph, 133 people who have answers, who've been saved.
Correct. And you know, the great thing about that is what the parents or custodians go through when these children leave. And to be able to bring the children back is just incredible.
We were talking before the break about this thing called online enticement, a whole new fancy way to steal kids.
Yeah, it's mental terrorism, psychological terrorism that gang members or pimps or one and the same use to lure the children out and then take advantage of it. Once they get them away from their safety net, their parents and their friends, then they ply them up with drugs. Usually starts with marijuana, then it goes up to Xanax and then to heroin. And once they get the child on heroin, that's it. Then all the child wants is the heroin and do anything for it.
It's an insidious drug and it's an insidious act all around. So you were just telling us about a case where they took the young lady over the border, and this one, she knew she'd gotten in over her head by that time, but she also was at a critical juncture when you guys found her.
Yes, she was, and she realized that when she was brought back over the border and reconciled with her mother, she just, Mama, I just want to go home.
They had her drugged on heroin, and they were, how close were they to shipping her overseas?
Well, the next day.
The next day?
The next day.
One more day and she'd been gone for good.
Correct.
Son of a gun. You talk about Brittany Drexel. This is the young girl who went missing that you heard about in 2009. And what a legacy, because she came to an awful end after she was taken. But she was the linchpin for this whole thing. And that is her legacy. And with their event coming up November 1st, right?
Yes.
Something very special. You're having her mom come in. This is so cool. Yeah,
well, what happened with Brittany about 6 months ago, the FBI found out what happened to her, that she was gang raped, beat, shot, and then fed to alligators. And that was really hard for me to hear, because this was a catalyst for Saved in America. So we reached out to Brittany's mother, who's going to be our guest November 1st and present the first annual Brittany Drexel Scholarship Award to a survivor of sex trafficking. So Brittany's life, what they meant for evil, is going to be used for good.
Just like the Bible says.
Correct.
And you guys are really his warriors. I mean, when I think of a gang of superheroes, I went to your event last year, the first annual, and I hadn't heard of it before. And when they lined up the guys in front who were doing this, I just looked at them and I thought, this is it. There's Batman. These are the guys who are out saving our kids. No cost to the family. So how does it work? If a child goes missing or a parent thinks they're missing, do they call the police and then call you, or how's that work?
Well, parents should always call the police first.
Right.
Get the police report, and we highly recommend that they get a hold of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, so they're identified there. Get a hold of us. And what we do is we fill in that gap where if the police can't prove the child's in imminent danger, you know, physically or because of some type of, they might have to take some kind of drug.
Because they're a little boxed in
Correct,
sometimes.
right. They don't respond to it, investigate it right away. So we fill that gap, and hopefully our average time to find a child is 5.5 days. So our goal is, when we hit that time clock, when the parent calls us, is we want to find the child before the pimp gets the child.
And what's amazing is, as you just saw in that video, this is in addition to whoever's day job. You could be sitting here and get a call and go. This isn't something you planned for. All of a sudden you're going to get the call and you're going to go. It takes a pretty special person.
Yeah, a little over half the cases, they actually just like that, where we get the call or we get the information from the parent. We start a social networking investigation immediately, and then we do what we call probing, which is we send some intelligence our guys out to verify leads, and once it's verified, game's on.
Activated.
Yes, that's when we go out and we get the child.
And you do this, you'll take calls from all over America.
Yes.
And you're also working on something that's preventative. How do we teach our children to not get snatched on a street corner, if it's that, or maybe the older ones or younger ones, they're on social media and on the internet. How do we encourage them to be aware that who they're talking to isn't always a good guy? And you guys have a new little campaign going on, a coloring book or something?
Yes, we're designing a coloring book for children between 6 and 11. Mm-hmm. It's going to be how we do what we do in Saved in America, but we're going to add to that coloring book how not to be a victim of a predator pimp. And we're going to outline that in, with crayons and coloring book.
When you started this in '09 and you had this dream, this vision, and now we're 9 years later and look at what you've done, do you sort of even surprise yourself that you've come this far and, again, saved 133 souls?
Well, for me, yeah, personally, it surprises the heck out of me. I look in the mirror and I'm like, there is no way I did this. But then again, I know who did it. I mean, God is the one who brings the child to us. Yeah. I mean, we do our part, but if it wasn't for Him, we wouldn't be able to do anything.
It reminds you of the verse, I can do all things through God
who strengthens me.
And that's exactly what it is. Because again, we look in the mirror like, how's this going to go today? And we just have to remember that, don't we?
Oh yeah, there's nothing in Joseph Travers that could go and do something like this.
But your heart's there. And God saw that, and everyone sees that. And about how many people do you have volunteering for you right now?
Right now we're at 42, and that's all retired Navy. We have 4 divisions. We have a small administration with an attorney on board, myself, and a case manager, and Susie Day, who does all our fundraising.
Yeah, she's been in before. She's a friend of the show. She's very helpful.
Then we have our Navy SEALs and our Special Ops guys, and then we have our retired cops division, and then we have our Tech Ops division for the social networking investigation and the drone operation.
What a force. I want to get in on the movie rights to this. This is amazing. I'd love to see the background. Joseph Travers, Saved in America, thank you for coming in and updating us. And best of luck on November 1st. Hope you raise lots of money for the cause.
Well, thank you, Amy.
And I know, again, it's operating expenses because you guys don't take anything.
Right, we don't take any money from parents. The average cost of equipment and expenses to recover a child is about $5,000 to $6,000 per recovery.
Okay. And we need your help. It's Saved in America, so check them out. If you can help, please do. We're back on America Trends after this.